What's going on, guys? King Strats here, back in the video on the channel, and today we make a return to one of my favorite pizza places in the last couple of years. Grumpy's Pizza Company, located in Brook, New Jersey, has a 4.7 on Google and a 4.5 on Yelp. I did this on a whim. I found it on Google a long time ago, and I love the pizza so much. Since then, they've been really successful. No, I'm not taking credit for that. I'm just saying they've been really successful. And I've had the opportunity to speak to the owner of the place a couple of times, but one of the caveats that I always do, and this is why I'm bringing it up, is that I do order these blind. He doesn't know it's me. I never go in as myself. This way it's impartial, and I always want to keep that fair. But he does know I exist. He does watch these reviews and appreciates my constructive criticism. I was in the mood for this, so I wanted to try it, and I got a different kind of pizza and some new items I never tried before. So that is what's on the agenda today. Drop a thumbs up. You guys are ready to know the vibes, and of course there will be a nice little topic at the end. I never in a gajillion years thought that I would ever try a pizza like this, but this is an eggplant rollatini pizza. Crispy eggplant, ricotta cheese, basil pesto, grandma sauce, and parmigiano reggiano. I went to a brunch a couple of weeks ago, and I'm a notorious, I just don't like eggplant. I never really like to eat it, but somebody there was like, listen, just try this eggplant rollatini. It's the best that you'll ever have. I tried it. It was delicious. So I'm trying an eggplant rollatini pizza. If anybody's going to make me like it on pizza, it is going to be this place. So I got a personal pie. These are around $14 or $15, depending on which ones you get. If you get a cheese one, it's as low as $10. But I wanted a personal, obviously, because it's only just for me. But there it goes. Big dab of ricotta in the middle. Lots of crispy eggplant on here. The crust is a garlic crust. There's like 4 different options, and you have 3 bake options as well. A lot of customization here. You can get light bake, which is like some people like their pizza kind of undercooked. Medium bake, which is what I got, which is the crispy kind. And then you can get dark, which is like extra well done. I want it in the middle. So let's try this bite right here. It's pretty good. I think I like eggplant now. Oh, that's good. Hold on. I think I was turned off from eggplant at a very young age because I had it badly cooked where it was really chewy. This isn't chewy at all. It kind of melts in your mouth. And then the addition of the pesto and the basil gives it a nice pine nut kind of taste to this. Hold on, let me bite this crust, the garlic crust right here. I love the fact that you can ask. It's on when you order how you want it baked, because this is perfect how I want it. Really garlicky crust. A ton of ricotta cheese on here. This is good. I would still prefer it with chicken. Wouldn't be telling you the truth, but I have no problem eating this. And the crust, last time I got it, true story, I said it in the video, the flop was horrendous. I don't like a floppy pizza. Minimal flop when it has toppings on it, but I got a message the next day because he saw the video. I didn't tell him I was coming, and he was like, it'll never happen again. It's been a year. You many your word. This pizza is delicious. I don't have a big basis for eggplant rollatini pizza, so I'm 1 for 1. I'm gonna give it an 8.8 out of 10. Next up, this is one of my favorite pizzas from here, so I had to get this. I got it on an everything bagel crust. It is the Hot Honey Heaven. Hot honey, pepperoni cups, ricotta cheese, crispy breaded chicken on their tomato base. They go out of their way to tell you it's San Marzano. That's a very good sign. I love to see that. Not much of a flop. That's what you want. Obviously, there's a lot of toppings in here. It's going to move, but let's bite this. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Let me get that everything in the bagel crust. I need this bite. That's what I'm looking for. I don't want it too done, but I need a slight char on my crust. This is amazing. Oh, Lord. Has a very good base as far as the sauce on it. It's not overly sweet. It lets the tomato shine. A little bit of acid in it. Not too sugary, which I like. Pepperoni cups. Can't go wrong with that. Always my favorite. A ton of little chopped up pieces of crispy chicken. This is important because when you do the bigger pieces, they tend to dry out when you put them in the oven. And when they're smaller, it just makes for nice crispy pieces. And then adding a little bit of that spice and that sweet from the hot honey and the creaminess from the ricotta. This is the best version of it I've had, and I've always rated this high. This is as perfect as it gets for me. We got another one. This for me, it's on my Mount Rushmore of pizzas. I love this damn pizza. I give it a 10. Yes, another 10. I give things 10s. I got nothing to change. Oh, perfect. Next up, I saw this on the menu. I didn't know what the hell to think. $3. Jamaican beef patty. Says it's mild. A lot of pizza places around here sell beef patties, but usually they're just the frozen kind. I'm not sure with this if it's homemade or not, but we're gonna find out. $3. I think he made this. Did you make this? If you didn't make this, I don't know what brand you're using, but the mixture in here, in the beef patty, it says mild, but it's Jamaican mild. There's a little spice to it. I like that. And it's really flaky and buttery. I have no problem with this. This is better than some beef patties. Look, if this is frozen, I don't think this is the brand that I always got frozen. This is good. I've had a lot of crappy beef patties from pizza places, and usually they're just like the frozen, crappy kind. This is not that. Listen, this is better than some Jamaican places I've done on this channel. No joke. I give that an 8.5 out of 10. It's not the greatest beef patty I've ever had, but I would legitimately order that every time. That's crazy. Now we have an order of fried mini raviolis, $9.95, and it comes with their pink and their regular sauce. So there's two different kinds of sauces you can get with their pizza. Normally the pizza comes with it, but they didn't put it in my box. So I don't know if they just missed out or it was really packed in there. So maybe that's why. Not 100% sure, but fried ravioli. Nice job. Nice job. Had me scared for a second. Whenever places do fried ravioli, a lot of times, nah, this, whoa, wait. There's a different kind of cheese in here. Is that a 4-cheese ravioli? Really crispy on the outside. Let me get the sauce. Ton of cheese mix. I don't think this is just ricotta cheese. There's definitely like a 4-cheese blend in here or something. And their pink sauce. Yeah, you run these back. These are good. This is nice. And there's a ton of little seasoning on here too. But what really caught me was the cheese blend on the inside. I was only expecting ricotta cheese. Didn't just get that. Got a 4-cheese blend and it kicked it up. Those are addictive. Really addictive. Okay, one more. That's how you know. If I keep picking at something, you know those are good. I give those a 9.2 out of 10. I like these. Yeah. And last we have an order of cannoli. 4 in an order. $10. These are pretty massive. And they look homemade. These seem kind of crispy, huh? This is nice. The outside is cooked perfectly. It's not chewy. I can't stand when cannolis are chewy or the texture is off on the shell. It'll ruin a good cannoli. And then the filling, it's not overly sweet. Sometimes they're too sweet. You want a nice little balance between the two. I'm also getting a decent amount of like an amaretto liqueur kind of taste. So I don't know if you put that in there too, but it's a nice touch. It adds a little something at the end and kind of wakes it up. Those are good. Those are better than some bakeries I've had. That's a very nice job. 9.5 out of 10. So today I want to talk about the massive misinformation thing that we have going on the internet. Not just misinformation, but the lack of it. And let me explain this to you. So I saw a video, I still can't believe this, but a guy was talking about who's having a conversation with his sister, and that she thought that Mount Everest was in Colorado. So I went to the comment section. The amount of people in the comment section that were like, that's shocking, they didn't know that. Like, okay, maybe it's not something that you keep in your memory bank a lot, but we live in such a wonderful time where Google is just there. Like, you can use it anytime you want to. I get lost with the amount of people that, like, we have such an easy era of capturing information for people to not know where things are. And I've seen a lot of tests also with people saying, that they can't name where states are on a map. If you live here, I just think you should know where things are. And even if you don't, like, it's really easy to get those things brought to you at your fingertips. We've got to be, things are easy to find out these, and I just feel like we have to be better. And then the second part of that I wanted to talk about was, I saw a video where someone was wondering, there is a brand of pasta sauce called Rao's, and a lot of people have been talking about recently how it doesn't taste as good. Now, this brand is expensive. It's $10 a jar. So someone posted a video about it, and then it was stitched with another person who was very convincing in how they were speaking, that they said the reason was that it was acquired by Campbell's. So just with a quick Google search, I was able to find the information that Campbell's has not yet acquired Rao's. It just plans to, and it should happen by the middle of 2024, which wouldn't make sense for why it changed already, because they haven't changed anything, which they have promised they haven't. Now, I'm not saying they haven't changed anything, but they were so defiant in the fact that they said Campbell's already changed the recipe that they didn't take 2 seconds to Google it to figure out that it hasn't really happened yet. There's a lot of times people on the internet can sound very convincing about things that they don't look up or know, and then everyone just falls in line and believes it. It's a big reason why people think seed oil is like the worst thing ever made in the world. Now, there was another really popular one with Red 40, which is a popular additive used to make things red. It's a food coloring. Let me tell you a story about kids in the 90s. There was a popular drink that still exists today. It's called Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew, this was like an urban legend thing as a kid. It's how things used to get around before social media. Mountain Dew had an additive in it called Yellow 5. It's a food coloring that makes Mountain Dew yellow. As a kid, we all were convinced that we couldn't drink it because if we did, it would lower our ability to reproduce, sperm count. I still drank it. And a lot of my friends drank it because, well, we didn't believe it, but a lot of other people were convinced. So we would go to like Taco Bell, McDonald's, etc., and everybody, don't drink it out and do it. A lot of my friends got kids now, man. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't harmful additives, but I think people need to be careful with things like that because the dosage tends to make the poison. That's something that, like, most nutritionists will tell you. It's not what you're consuming, it's the amount of it. And too much of anything is harmful. That could even be water, as crazy as it sounds. But also aspirin, things that are helpful for you. Things like selenium, which are occurring naturally in food, are also in things like shampoo. So yes, it is possible that chemicals that we consume will also be put into things such as iron. Like, we need iron to live, but that's iron. Iron is iron. It's a periodic table element. There's only one iron. There's not different kinds of iron. And it's a big reason why I try not to, like, argue with people on the internet when it comes to stuff like that. Things like aspartame. Usually when it comes to things like that, you would have to consume an ungodly amount of it in order for it to become harmful to you. Also, most of the tests, they don't really do human trials with them. They usually test them on things like mice or rats, which aren't the same. So there's no evidence that suggests that aspartame is the direct factor. You cannot drink it if you want to, but there is nothing that is factual as of today. That's all I want to say about it. I'm not going to argue with anybody because, again, these are, believe it or not, my thesis in college when I went was about aspartame and food additives, things like that. But I'm not here to argue about it. I just want people to understand that in this information age, you have to be careful with what you see or what you believe, because people who make articles want you to click on the article, and that's a big reason why they will put things in bold letters that may not actually be true, or use language like such and such can lead to problem. Can lead, like, can lead is true. Can. Doesn't mean does, it means can. And you have to be careful with how people word things. It's just it's a big problem that we have on the internet these days. Is all it takes is one person that looks smart and gives you intelligent speaking, and we'll just fall in line. So what I'm telling you more or less is that if you see something and you're like, wow, that's crazy, like, do a little bit of research at the very least, because everything is just readily available at your fingertips. And be careful, you know, because people these days. Also, the last thing, don't trust any person who is on TikTok or any kind of app that's telling you not to eat certain things at the store, and then they're like, buy my course or my vitamins. Don't trust people that are trying to sell you something. It's always a red flag. Somebody who's trying to give you information for no reason is a lot different than someone that's trying to give you their information for whatever reason. So just be careful with that stuff. As of now, the Lions and the 49ers are tied. The Kansas City Chiefs, yes, I said that on purpose, did win. Mahomes, hey man, he good, man. But I'm gonna catch the rest of this game. The food was delicious. I'm surprised at how good this pizza is, and the eggplant rollatini itself more than anything. But I love y'all, man. Thank y'all for watching, and of course we'll be back tomorrow. More content, man. The hand signs, they made it to YouTube.